Hi everybody. Give me just a second here while I get my stream set up. Almost there. Okay. So I haven't played this in a while. I haven't streamed this in even longer. Originally, when I started replaying this, I thought that I would have a complete playthrough. I should have been more realistic because I hardly ever actually achieved that. In fact, I may not have ever fully streamed a game. Uh, I remember this game being quite a bit shorter, but I'm finding it quite long actually, now that I'm replaying it. As you can see, I haven't left the first section of the game. I think we've left Boston. I'm not sure how far you're supposed to have made it after you get that truck, and then you get attacked, which is where I'm at. So if you've played this game, you know that this is about to set off pretty wildly. This is probably upcoming as one of the bigger action set pieces in this game. Um, yeah. Anyway, uh, I'm streaming this June. Uh, what is it? 20th? Yeah, Ellie, just hanging out. Shut your fucking mouth. Um, what is it? June 20th? Yeah, 2020. So, Last of Us Part 2 just came out yesterday. And if you are aware of that game's release, it's been very political and divisive, to say the least. Surprisingly, um, I've been watching a streamer play the beginning, and then I missed a chunk. I watched him play another chunk earlier today.
Hey, there's a ladder back here.
Yeah, I'll be right there. Um, and I actually kind of enjoy that game. It's made me realize a lot about this game, this series, Naughty Dog, and their games in general. So I wanted to stream today. Hopefully, it doesn't seem like I'm just trying to get attention because part two is out. Um, I guess, to put it bluntly, what I realized is something I do really like about these games, and I think why they have broad appeal. Or pretty broad appeal. I still think The Last of Us is pretty niche. And I think I would argue to that Uncharted is somewhat niche because the PlayStation 3 didn't sell all that well until late in its lifetime. And that game was exclusive. Those three games were exclusive to PlayStation 3. The PS4, of course, sold much better. I'm not sure how well Uncharted 4 sold. In fact, I don't think in general like Sony exclusives are huge sellers. I think Spider-Man was. I think Horizon was. and they may sell well. You know, I could be wrong about that. I don't really look at sales figures and stuff very much. But my impression is like Bloodborne is, you know, a beloved game, but I don't think it's sold very well, which is why I think we haven't seen much action on that front. I think, well, that's why we're getting Demon Souls. Anyway, I'm getting way off track. Um, and so also I realized some things that I really dislike about these games, and things that really hold them back. What is this? See, that's why I was like trying not to move, because you can't go very far in a Naughty Dog game before it's tugging at your elbow in the opposite direction of where you want to go, and it's just like, hey, we have something for you here, and you pretty much have to do it.
Oh, I really miss coffee.
Okay. Not sure that Joel ever struck me at any point as, man, you could tell he used to be like a coffee guy. And like I missed it earlier because I wasn't recording, but there was a coffee shop across the street just now, and he was like, yeah, I used to spend a lot of time in coffee shops. He didn't strike me like that. He struck me more as like a construction guy. Don't see a lot of those guys in coffee shops usually. Like weird pacing and mechanics, but also bad characterization, I think. And that's kind of surprising because the story and the characters are so beloved, and even more in The Last of Us than in Uncharted. But I think they're actually kind of not, well, to be frank, not well done. I want to get into that. I've been talking about that since I started, you know, playing this game live and streaming it. But I think taking in some of part two, which I'm not going to spoil in any way or really talk about, in fact. So you're safe. You're spoiler safe. I will talk about this game, obviously. Need combination. Good. I have an excuse to look around, I guess. I hope it wasn't out there. Anyway. Alright. I'm going to think about what I say before I say it, because I don't want to repeat myself, and I don't want to accidentally start going off about part two and spoil something. I want to try not to talk about that game. I guess I'll start with what I like. Well, obviously the games are gorgeous and detailed. I was noticing while watching part two that well, you know, it's different when you're playing a game and watching a game. When you're watching a game, I've noticed that I tend to pay more attention to the visuals. So I was really remarking on how good that game looks, and the streamer was like, "Oh yeah, you're right." And you could tell that he's just immersed in the game because he's controlling the characters. I would argue, though, that they lack a lot of. There's a lot of quality and quantity, but I think these environments actually don't connect very much. At least with me. Maybe with other players it's different. But you just kind of move through the areas, and also the way the game works, you kind of are just like looking for stuff. You're looking for that prompt to let you know, yep, you found something. It's official. Maybe I have to come down here. Or back down here after finding the combination upstairs. But I don't want to go too far upstairs because I'm pretty sure this is where things get pretty heated. So I'll keep looking down here and waste some time. The mechanics are, that's kind of arguable. Sometimes I really appreciate the weight of everything and the slowness. I don't appreciate things like, not having reloaded my pistol, and now I have to like go through everything. I think the menu system's a little clunky. I'm sure all this stuff, by the way, is better in the second one. I did see that it has quite a few options. So that's really interesting. I think after watching part 2, I'll stop talking about 2 after this, but I'll just say, after watching it, I think I look forward to playing it when it's on sale. I think at least 30%, 50% sale. I'll buy that game and probably enjoy it and rage at some things, both in the story and elsewhere. The mechanics have that weight to it, which I think connects with the themes of the game in a really like visceral way. I don't think it's a random hint for someone just standing in a corner. Sometimes I rage at the controls because they feel unfair, and it also like I don't like that the game is constantly putting you in this situation where you're like, okay, you have to shoot a bunch of guys, but you only have 2 bullets for this gun. This one's empty. Oh, you found bullets. Now be sure to load them. And it adds a lot of tension, but it feels to me like a lot of false tension, right? But still, when you pull it off, usually you feel good about it. Even if it's like your 3rd try, when you finally get it done, you're like, all right, nice, got it. And obviously, overall it's a decent story and a good journey. Like if you really do feel in this game like you go through a journey. The bad things, I think, are when people, well, not just people, let's get into like the Naughty Dog roller coaster, right? And this is my big problem. Is like you might have a calm scene like this, and if I'm not completely mistaken, I literally am just going to go up that ladder. I think I get on this roof, and then we get into like a huge action scene. Is like when you're playing well, and through no fault of your own, like the floor breaks or the scaffolding comes down, or some guys start coming into the room. And all of a sudden, the game just completely changes on you. And I don't feel like there's a good balance to what's earned. I think like a more complex and dynamic game would actually feel like, you were kind of like causing that stuff in real time or something. Like every noise, like literally made a difference because an NPC on the map heard it, as opposed to like, you cross the threshold and now you're in an action scene or time to platform. I think. Do I want to try? Let's try that. I don't think this will work, right? No. That's too tall. Yeah. And I think, unfortunately for the game, I think that even with just gameplay, it would be fine. But I think when you get into character motivations, reactions, actions, just the writing in general. Like, there's so many stupid things that happen. Can I? Okay. What are you trying to get me to do, game? It's like. Oh, is it X to climb? Oh, God, I'm so stupid. This is what happens when you play a million games all the time.
Okay.
Like the cutscenes are just how do I put this? The writing in The Last of Us is very like edgy and dramatic in a way that is just a big turnoff for me. I can't really explain it or justify it much more than that. On top of that, I think that the characters are just a bit like off, that's not really that bad because the voice performances are so good that you can just kind of go with it. But I think, in this game, these characters kind of get toyed with a little bit.
Oh, shit. Get down, get down.
Hey, I'm not complaining.
I bet you're not. We done here?
We got on the floor to check, man.
Check for what? I ain't seen a clicker in weeks.
It's because we're thorough. We're gonna keep being thorough. Let's wrap this up, right?
Alright, whatever.
Did he see me? Who saw me? How annoying. Wait, what's the... I'm trying to remember how to reload. It's like a... Oh, fuck! Could not aim.
You dead asshole.
Oh, come on. I'm doing... Why is she on? God, I'm having a really hard time remembering.
Hey.
He's got a gun.
Shit.
Oh, God!
Fuck you!
I don't have time to do anything. Just trying to switch my shotgun. Oh, it took like 6 years to do that. Naughty Dog has weird control schemes. I mean, I'm not making too many excuses because I should have warmed up or something, but it's kind of dumb. break this on somebody and come back for those later. Come, get out of the fucking way, Ellie. God. Oh, yeah, I gotta look around. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it doesn't bother most people, but I wish this game's presentation was a little more dynamic instead of kind of just punishing you for the slow controls and the fact that, you know, the camera just moves so much because you're constantly in like little quick time events. So yeah, I think that's why I can't take this game seriously, or at least as seriously as it takes itself. Which I just think it's too much. Because I think the story could be a little more subtle. There are subtle things about it. I'm not saying it's all bad, and even this game has good moments that hit me. And actually, the from what I saw, the second game, like there were some good story moments in that game. I think actually I'm gonna enjoy that story more. But overall, I don't know. There's this weird lack of control. I guess it's you could compare it to Metal Gear in a way, because just in the sense that, you know, when you go into cutscenes, like you lose control of the character and you're doing whatever Snake is going to do, not what you would do normally. It feels a little more constricting in this game for some reason. I wonder if other people agree with me on that. Was that all of them? I thought there were like a ton of people here. Maybe I probably trigger some more later or something. What was I saying? So, I mean, I'm not sure exactly how you would fix that in this game. I don't necessarily think that options. I don't know. I don't want to get into like how do you fix The Last of Us. I doubt anyone's really interested in hearing that anyway. But it just doesn't. It for some reason it's a big. Okay, I'm just looking around. Why is the game so impatient? It just rubs me the wrong way for some reason. That's why I can't really like these games. Now, I also feel like I understand the story a little bit better. I think impotence is the key word here. Not, unfortunately, not carried out fully, because most people will probably think of sexual impotence. It's not really what I mean, and it's kind of weird that. I don't know. Like the second game certainly leans a little more heavily into like gratuity. You could argue. It seemed to me. I don't know. It seemed edgy to me. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, impotence because of the way the world is, what's happened. Obviously, like the beginning of this game, what happens to Joel and his daughter, that's like the ultimate impotence, right? She was killed, but the guy that did it's dead, and it's just unfair, and it sucks. But the game, the story goes so far sometimes, right? And I think not as much in this game.
Holy shit!
Fuck.
That's funny. Obviously, I'm being pretty irreverent, so you wouldn't. I don't think I'd normally do this, but
Oh man.
Ellie, Ellie. Also, I should say, I am majorly against companion NPCs in games. I've yet to see, well, okay, eco, but there's not many games that pull it off or do it even like well. I'm not fond of Ellie. She's interesting because, again, to bring up part two, she strikes me as unreasonably reasonable, like especially emotionally, considering like that she's been raised in the apocalypse. She's been through a lot of stuff that is certainly unique. He's How is he not dead? I mean, I know. Oh my god. Can I... Well, that was probably my controller. It's... left stick's a bit broken, but... like I couldn't move. Wait, did I... Oh, yeah. Okay, so I haven't beaten this guy yet.
Oh shit.
That's weird. Yeah, checkpoint system in this game is... Well, it's just different than other games. I'm not going to say it's bad, but... I'm not used to it. I think it's weird for how good this game looks, and like the general polish of it, that the stealth system is not very good, actually. You know, I think it's just a little off. Wait, what kind of item did I get? Still don't remember how to reload. It's weird on PlayStation 4. It's like you have to, I don't know, hold down X and go halfway on one of the triggers or something. It's weird. Oh, and okay, before we go on, I'll get into this because this is actually what made me want to stream this. Is that I started just playing the game, not intending to stream, just have something on in the background. And what happened was I got to that part after you get attacked and you go into that main causeway right before you get into this building. And I was just kind of swimming around, and then like Ellie started saying a bunch of stuff, and then I heard some gunshots, and I realized that It's probably that Humvee that chases you later had made its appearance, but I missed it because I was just exploring. But what I should have been doing was looking out for anything Naughty Dog wants to tell me, which just doesn't have to conform to what I want to do in the game. And I think that's what really bothers me about Naughty Dog games. Jesus Christ. 3 of them. Right fucking here. Jesus.
That was fucking close.
I missed them both?
Here he is! Get him!
How does that not kill a person?
Asshole!
Thanks for making me miss, game.
Oh man.
When I'm reloading, what's happening with my weapon? I know there's a flow to it, but it's like, it's off to me. You didn't drop nothing? I'm trying to remember what difficulty I put it on. I think I put it on hard. Oh man, this controller needs to be replaced. I'm not just making excuses there. This controller really is getting pretty bad. This would be my 3rd PS4 controller, and I guess I must press on the old left stick a little too hard because I've had the same problem with all these controllers. And they're not cheap. So I hope the PS5 controller is a little bit better. I didn't have this problem with the PS3 controllers. Oh my god. Joel. Hurry up. No, I don't want to craft, I just want to equip it. I can't believe I missed both of them, and then for the second time in a row. Oh, I guess he's wearing a vest. Okay. I didn't see that before. I should probably raise the brightness a little bit.
Fuck.
How did that... Some guy came out of that corner in that last one. It's like, where are you fucking appearing from? God. Fucking mess.
Man.
There you are.
God! Why does he miss every fucking time like a chump? Hate that shit, man. Oh, hello. What?
Gonna light you up.
Oh my god. Is this actually happening? That's kind of funny. There was a med kit down there, so I'm gonna go grab it, but wow. I was just talking about polish, wasn't I? Could swear that I was. How funny. Well, let's blame it on the broken controller again, shall we? Wow, that was kind of priceless. Oh yeah, no, it wasn't a medkit, it was just that. I'm kind of fucked. Maybe I should restart or something. God, I don't want to drive somewhere and try to go buy a PS4 controller. I guess I could just order one. What a pain in the ass. Why do they break so goddamn much? Did I not shoot anybody with the shotgun? It's ridiculous. Why does that not kill them?